Hi there, my name is Grace and I am one of the main bakers to Wilshire's and Los Rios. If you want to follow me this way, I'll show you what I do every single day. You want to follow me back here? This is our bakery area. Hello ladies. Right over here we have Miss Desiree and Rosa. Hi. They are making the doughs to your pies over here. You ladies want to start with this mix. Rosa, I know that you were working on this. Can you want to come finish it really quick? Yes. And then Desiree, if you're okay to keep finishing this stuff, just slowly pour it in. Perfect. Rosa here is making the dough for our pies. This is the bottoms for all the different pies that we have, and the top crust that you see in our double crust. The dough is rather complicated because it can be finicky. If you mix it for too long, it has a habit of just not baking correctly. So we have to show everybody how to make it a couple of times. And there you go. Yeah, just like that. My mom knew all the pie recipes before I did. Her and my aunt came up with the pie recipe, but I was trained with a professional baker on the breads and the cookies, and most of our pastries I was actually trained on. So about a year or so ago, my mom kind of she and I exchanged information. So she taught me everything I know about pies and like the apple hand pies, and I taught her everything I know about pastries. So we kind of just switched information, and now we have a pastry book full of all the information that we both learned over here in the last few years. So right now we're making pies. Here at Los Rios and Wilshire's, we have 3 variety of apple pies. We have our double crust, which is a traditional pie with a crust on top. Then we have our crumb crust pie, which has a brown sugar topping. And then last of all, we have our apple crisp, which has oatmeal and a pecan topping. The most popular of our 3 pies is usually crumb crust, just because it's super sweet, and everybody's got a sweet tooth. This is our apple sugar mix. We usually pre-make it just because we go through so much of it. Speaking of which, I pre-made it this morning. It has brown sugar, white sugar, flour, and cinnamon in it. Right now, I'm 17 years old. I started baking when I was 14 years old. I started with a professional baker who worked for us. He taught me how to make all the pastries here. Only a year ago, however, I learned how to make all the pies and all the dough. I've been working on the ranch since I was about 7. As soon as you could pretty much count money, you were starting to work. I started in a petting zoo, and I helped some of our ladies basically help kids around the zoo, give out facts. After that, I worked up in our apple tree area. I worked a register there for 2 years. Oh, and then I worked in a kitchen for a while, and then I became a baker. So now we have our crumb crust topping. This is made out of flour, brown sugar, and white sugar, and butter. So usually what we do is that we just take our apple pies, and we used to do high top pies, which had a lot more apples on it. It was a big pile of a pie. But now we do flat tops because our oven doesn't like to have all the big pies. And voila, we have a crumb crust pie. During the off season, we make 40 pies for a weekend. We sell probably around 40 to 50 pies in the weekends. But during apple season, that's a whole other story. During each day, we sell approximately 300 pies a day during the weekends. Yeah, so that's why we usually get around 3 to 4 ladies who are baking, and all of this is handmade. Everything in our pies is handmade. So, and it's all from scratch. So you have to keep in mind that we're making around 300 pies each day in a weekend. So around probably like 900 pies at the end of the weekend. And that's only 4 ladies. Well, thank you for joining me today on a typical day of baking. I hope to see you next time.